I
Hmm.
I the thing is, I understand while I understand exactly what is going on in the housing market, because here in
Hmm.
Toronto it's actually ridiculous in terms of the prices, right?
Hmm.
But I had no idea it was happening in the car market, that the
Yeah.
cars would be being priced out of the region of persons who can actually afford them or want to afford
Yes,
them,
they are.
right?
Yes, they are.
I would
Hmm.
expect that for luxury cars, but for the regular
Yeah.
car, I mean, come on.
Regular car. Yes.
Everything everything moving except salaries. It's actually
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It is. It is. It is. That's what the market is right now. Unfortunately, it's just it's a supply and demand thing. You know,
Okay.
that's what it
Okay.
is right now. There's
Okay.
even customers now. What I'm doing with a lot of my customers at this moment, a lot of my I would say my customers who are the core customers that are qualified, well qualified.
Yeah.
I'm moving them towards just ordering a brand new car because that's the only way
Okay.
it's happening right now. So a lot of dealers, that's where they're moving to. You want a car, if we have the allocation, and every manufacturer, they give certain dealers certain allocations so they could make certain amount of orders every month. It's not like
Hmm.
it's free for all and you could do whatever you want. They
Right.
limit how much or what particular brand or make of the car that you could actually order. So, you know, with certain cars, I'm able to actually order certain brand new cars, right?
Okay.
The wait time now is even longer. They're going 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 8 months. That's the
Yeah.
wait time right now for cars.
Yeah.
So that's where it's going right now. A lot more customers are just, I'm pushing them more into, you're gonna have to order the car.
Yeah.
This car normally would be here, but unfortunately, nope, not here. You're gonna order it, you're gonna have to wait the 6 or 8 months. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know that is either you can do dealerships do a number of things. They will allocate the amount of cars they want to stock for the year,
Mm-hmm.
and then that allocation is broken down on a monthly basis, right?
Yes.
So when you
Mm-hmm.
have an ad hoc demand, there's no way the manufacturer is going to go ahead and just make cars based on a spike in demand, because they too
Yeah.
have their budget. But
Yep.
if needs be, say for instance, if a large company comes in now and say, okay, they need 300 cars, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the manufacturer will make an exception, but at the same time, now the lead time is going to be much longer. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
customers don't really understand the intricacies that goes behind getting a car off the lot, because car manufacturers don't make cars to sit on the lot anymore.
Exactly.
They make them based on projections, based on demand,
Mm-hmm.
and based on the
Mm-hmm.
amount of cars that the dealership tells them that they're going to be moving over a particular
Moving.
period.
Exactly, 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 exactly. That's exactly what's going on right now, and you hit it right there because again, the allocations and unfortunately, the demand is just ridiculous, and then
Well, I don't know
there's a
why I
slim
keep
to
saying ridiculous, but it's a good thing for the dealerships, right? And for yourself
it's not
exactly.
good. It's not good
It's not
because if
good.
you don't have
Okay.
the cars to sell, if you don't have the cars to sell, what are you gonna do?
And yeah, on that note, yeah, you can make that point. But
Yeah, if you don't
just to
have it to
stick
sell, what are you
something
gonna
in,
do?
have you seen
Hmm.
any demand for like electric cars, or it's mostly conventional cars?
Yeah, so there is and it's a small uptick, I want to say, right?
Okay.
Because I have customers that will call me and say, "Hey, listen, I'm looking for this electric car, that electric car, whatever it is,"
Okay.
right? But there is some interest in electric cars, yes. Um, I'm a fan of electric cars. I love electric cars. I could tell you that because I own, a electric car.
Okay.
Um, and I've experienced in a few other electric cars, the Tesla, the Chevy Bolt, the Hyundai Kona EV, right?
Okay.
I had a few experiences with those cars, so I know. I'm very familiar with them. But yeah, there is some demand. So, well, I would say there's some requests. There's
Right.
there's some interest in the cars. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But how should we prepare for an ever changing market?
when you say how should we change from the customer
I mean,
standpoint
like
or from the
prepare. I
dealer?
mean, okay. The thing is, nobody knew COVID will happen.
Hmm.
Like what it did, and it has
Hmm.
taught a lot of, well, taught the world exactly what needs to be done in order for certain things to go forward, right?
Hmm.
In the
Hmm.
past, when I worked directly with dealerships, what we had in place was defensive mechanisms, just in
Hmm.
case something like this should happen. What will be the contingencies, right? We
Okay.
have in place to
Okay.
deal with certain things. So that is basically the question: is like, what contingencies do you have, or would you recommend, or should do what contingencies should we have in place for a market that is constantly changing?
That's a very good question. And you know, from the standpoint as a dealer, right? Um, and experiencing what I've experienced over this time period, I can't really, I couldn't really put a finger on it and say that, you know, to meet or to have a contingency in place to cover some of these issues, or, how you'd put it.
Yeah,
There is no, in other words, let me word it like this. You, as much as a dealer could just say to himself, all right, let me buy X amount of cars, right? Let me let me just spend more than normal for the budget just in case, right?
right.
He will just be that he'll be just swelling the bank account in a sense, like, stretching it out to the point where you might be risking holding a car longer than you need, and the car is going to depreciate and you lose.
Yeah,
So I can't put a finger in it and say, all right, you need to buy more cars to be prepared for this. No. Um, I think more of what would happen is
mm-hmm.
it would have to be a scale back. And when I say scale back, it would just mean that um, the salesperson would have to be prepared, right? To understand that, listen, at some point, if we run into a situation like this, you would
Mm-hmm.
have to prepare yourself for whether a second job or approaching it with a approaching the industry in a different approach.
Yeah,
Maybe not do sales full time. Maybe take up something part time. You know what I mean? That will suffice, or that will keep you going in a sense. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But as far as in the industry, when they're talking about, say, in the automotive sales and all that stuff, there's not anything there I could put my finger on and say, here's certain plan that you could put in place to cover just in case next time. No,
okay,
there's nothing there I could come to my head that could, yeah. Hmm.
okay, understood.
Yeah.
Because I know that because I have dealership experience background, right? I've been
Hmm.
working with dealership management for a number of years, and we always have in place an action plan, right? I know coronavirus hit everyone off guard, but at the same
Hmm.
time, what we also did was, if cars weren't selling, then we'll try to improve after sales, which is parts and service, right? We'll
Hmm.
concentrate on the
Hmm.
background, and then there's something called absorption rate, where we try to increase at all times. But you know, we can go on and on and on about the intricacies that takes place,
Well,
but
that would
the
come from the place of, say, a general manager that's running that store.
right,
Because now what will happen is, and again, yeah, you made a point there,
oh, sorry,
because they have to move to the point where, yeah, they would have to be inviting that customer to come in to say, listen, your car is due for service, or
yeah,
have you checked your car out recently? The email campaigns will be going out at that moment, and you realize that you're not doing much sales, right? So now you
right,
have to move towards, shooting out emails, or these, invite letters to say, come on in. we're inviting you to probably check out our new model that should be coming out next year, to get them prepared for that. Or it could be your customer that wants to make sure that you want to make sure that they actually, they're maintaining their car.
Right,
They
right,
probably
right.
would be picking up in that aspect, but that will come from a general manager, you know, a position of a general manager, or, again, an owner or something like that.
Okay, okay. That's
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
that's that's accepted. Not a problem.
Hmm.
But Omar, just to add one last thing, if persons want to find you, where can they find you directly in the New York area? Drop your
Okay.
location, drop your information, I'll send it out.
So you could reach me pretty much at lfcautos.com. All right.
Okay.
That's pretty much a main page. Um, Pretty much a main page. The reason why I don't generally put out the address is because it's a huge showroom. There's a lot
Okay.
of salespeople there,
Okay.
and to lose that sale from me
Yes, yes,
advertising just a
yes.
store, a customer could just walk in and totally forgot. Oh, I forgot Omar's name. Yeah, let me talk to this guy over here. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes,
the
yes.
best way to
Understood,
reach
yeah.
me is lfcautos.com.
Right.
Um, or Omar at LFC Autos, right? Omar at LFCautos.com, which is my
.com.
email.
Okay.
Um, and Instagram LFC Autos, LFC Autos. Facebook, also LFC Autos.
LFC
All right,
Autos.
that's
Okay.
L as in lease, finance, cash.
Okay.
So LFC. All right. I think that's probably the best mediums that you could actually reach out to me, and then this way we could do business from there.
No,
Yeah,
definitely,
it makes
definitely.
sense
I
in it.
will, I
All
will
right.
definitely send the word out for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're super busy, so I have to thank you again for taking the time out to make this possible.
I
And
appreciate you,
I
brother.
will, I will, I will be doing a follow up because we need to learn and understand more about the lease financing aspect of it. Because as you
Most
know,
definitely.
you have you have, say, for instance, college graduates coming out, they're going to need cars. Young
Mm-hmm.
people coming out, they're going to need cars. They need to understand the financial part of it, right?
There
And
you
not
go.
be
There you
bogged
go.
down with, they're already bogged down with student loans and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
they need
Mm-hmm.
to understand finance and management going
The
forward,
finance. There
right?
you go.
Exactly.
100%. 100%. That's another show, pretty much, because
We will.
I could get really in depth in it and try to separate what it means to lease versus finance.
Finance, yes.
It's
I
yeah.
wish I knew that years ago because I jumped
Mm-hmm.
straight into leasing and then after a while I just had to just make up the mind and say, you know what, I'm just gonna just buy out everything because it's I can't
Mm-hmm.
deal with the monthly payments on a regular basis. Right? No more
Gotcha.
payments for
Gotcha.
me. I'm just gonna go directly and buy a used car off the lot, cash.
Makes
And if it
sense.
breaks
Makes
down, it
sense.
breaks down. Right?
Gotcha.
That's just
Gotcha.
me.
Well,
I'm not recommending
again,
that for
that's
anyone
that's
else.
where I come in. I do the different parts of it, which is the lease part, the finance part, and
Yeah.
also the cash part. You have the
And the
cash customers that, hey, I don't want to lease, I want to finance. Hey, you want to come in cash? Not a problem.
and
I'm
cash
here to
is
put
king.
that together for you.
As we know, cash is king. So nothing beats cash. So Omar, thank you again. I really appreciate the time, and we will keep in touch.
Yeah, my audio went out. Can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear now. I was saying
Okay.
that thank you very
Mhm.
much for your time, and I really appreciated you coming on and letting
Most
us know
definitely.
exactly what leasing, finance, and cash is all about in the auto industry. It has
That's right.
it has taken over the aspect of and making it easier for individuals getting cars, right, to getting their foothold in the automotive sector, and
That's
because
right.
back in the days, it was only the dealerships. You had to go to a dealer to pick the car, and then you have to
Mm-hmm.
go to a bank to sit down with the bank
Mm-hmm.
to qualify for a loan, and
Trying
then they
to the
have to
bank.
try to
Yeah.
merge both of
Merge the
them,
thing together.
right? As time progresses, now you have the banks offering the dealerships, and now they're in bed together,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They're in bed together, and then now
That
you
is right.
walk into the dealership, you have so many banks to choose from, and some of them are offering low interest rate or a
Mm-hmm.
longer
Mm-hmm.
a longer time period, right?
There you go.
Amortization period and all these things. So I mean,
That's right.
I don't a lot of the jargons I don't really understand them, but I just know that I want a car. My
Mm-hmm.
credit is good. That's the car I
Mm-hmm.
want, and then
That's
that's
it.
it,
That's it. That's it.
right?
Well, again, next time we could have a discussion about again the financing. I could have my uh, I guess my program up so you could see the actual numbers, financing, the rates, how that works, leasing, how that works.
Yes,
As far as payment, monthly, term, stuff like that, and all that.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. Okay. No
Yeah.
problem. Thank you again. And
Marcus, thank you again, man. Thank you for having me, man.
yeah, man, we'll keep in touch and do have
Most
yourself a good
definitely.
night.
All right, same to you, brother.
Okay.
All right.